A very weird moment in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross was when Elrina entered the tower to contact the Union leaders with a update on Strelitzia. A game-changing plot twist involving Strelitzia and a man in the black coat walking throughout Daybreak Town. As some of you are aware, I'm a huge Strelitzia fan in Union Cross, and openly wanted her to return in some capacity, even if it was in a sort of guiding role for like Laurium or something. However, this update explained how exactly someone like Strelitzia could come back, as teased before, with cutscenes like Elrina walking into the room where her unfortunate situation happened in Data Daybreak Town and seeing a glitch of her in her final moments, telling us that the data of everyone in Daybreak Town was stored, including Strelitzia's, and theoretically, that data could be used to bring her back, including myself. Upon seeing this, lots of people jump to the conclusion that this must mean she is the true Dandelion talked about in the previous update before the finale started, a seed of light sent to the future. Though there are a couple of points that were made to me in previous live streams, and some I found myself as well, that would make you question if this means Strelitzia is the true Dandelion, or if that is even the case. For starters, Lucio in this cutscene with the true Dandelion quote was in the real Daybreak Town with darkness. We can confirm this in the timeline this cutscene takes place by using Maleficent's escape as an example. After an encounter with Laurium, the arc in the middle was damaged, and Maleficent ended up taking the arc all the way on the right side of the screen. The same arc missing in both the data and the real Daybreak Town, as she took both to travel back to Kingdom Hearts 2, where we see the fairies remembering her, and we all know how that goes. Since that arc is gone during the cutscene with Lucio and Darkness, and the arc in the middle is just fine, unlike the one we see in Data Daybreak Town, we can confirm that this is the real world Lucio is in during this cutscene, and that this takes place after Maleficent's escape. Also, sort of explaining why Darkness is still chilling here. You can also confirm this through some dialogue interactions Darkness and Lucio have. This point is very important, because unless Elrina's Charity was in the real world, which doesn't make too much sense at all, this happened in Data Daybreak Town, where it sees Strelitzia and the man in the black coat. What reason does Lucio have to be in the data world? If this is Strelitzia's data, retrieving it could be one possible reason, but let me make an additional point. This Strelitzia is in a white cloak, almost similar to the organization coat, but white, with some minor differences. Based on what we saw in the true Dandelion cutscene and what was taken from that cutscene, this was more of a blanket that this person was wrapped in. A lot more similar to what we saw Ventus in during Birth by Sleep. However, it's quite unlikely for Ventus to be the true Dandelion right now, based on the information we have and the timeline of events. This could be just a weird visual inconsistency, but it seems like something weird to mess up, so we're not going to go off that. Additionally, Strelitzia is walking in the scene with the man in the black coat, while she's being carried in the real world by Lucio. A possible theory is that since we are in the data world, Strelitzia's data, if that's what this could be, might just be able to walk in the data world, but when it's taken out of that simulation, out of that data world, it needs to be carried and simply is just a hard pure data or vessel of some sort. All of that though seems like a very roundabout way to just make Strelitzia the true Dandelion, but it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility, just something that makes me feel like it's less likely she's the true Dandelion in this cutscene. So back to where we started. With all the information presented, this character being Lucio walking with Strelitzia also seems a little less likely. The Union leaders even throw around the thought of this being the Master, Brain saying the Master shouldn't be here or was supposed to have vanished. The Master making a final appearance in Union Cross that isn't a flashback or some interaction from the past isn't entirely impossible. I actually feel like it's pretty likely for the Master to make an appearance during this chaos, not necessarily interacting with the Union leaders, though that isn't impossible either, but rather to keep things things moving forward, like he did with young Xehanort in Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, which is what this Strelitzia instance would be, keeping things moving forward, the way they're supposed to. The Master is mostly taking a backseat, but doesn't seem to mind doing potentially important things like making sure Xehanort is guided down that path, which would bring up a new question. What the heck is Strelitzia's role moving forward if this is the case? Well, that might be something I'll leave up to the ending, if they explain that. Now, for my more personal thoughts on this, I really want to think the true Dandelion is Strelitzia because I think it'd be just pretty cool if she was, and seems way more kind and lighthearted than probably everyone we've seen in Kingdom Hearts Key, period. I also really want to think this is Luxu here in the cutscene with her, but this would be a pretty interesting twist if it was the Master and he was walking around doing things, because I mean, come on, it's the Master of Masters. Every time this man is on screen, things get very, very interesting. I'm sure most people are still going to think that this is Strelitzia as the true Dandelion, that this is still Luxu, which I don't blame them, but this is just something very interesting and something to keep in the back of your mind, something to think about while looking forward to things. I don't have a super official stance on this myself. I'm starting to be a little bit more 50-50 on it, though the more I do think about it, I'm slightly, very slightly leaning towards the Master being in this scene at the minimum, but I'm still 50-50. But it could be a classic case of overthinking, but hey, it's super fun to look at things in the Kingdom Hearts series, even if we are wrong about our suspicions, because just talking about Kingdom Hearts in general and looking deep into the lore, the story, the characters is so fun. It's insanely fun. It's why I love doing this. So getting that discussion going is just really cool, which leads me to being curious about what you guys think about this. Did you find the evidence or info here convincing, or are you still going to go with your original feeling that you had? Let me know down below in the comments. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed today's video, you already know what to do. Leave a like, share the video with a friend or a family member, and last but not least, if you have not already and want to become a part of the Union, all you have to do is hit that red little subscribe button down below. My name is Prodigy, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out, you guys. Bye.